Jeff!
Go!
Didn't lay a finger on him!
Sarge, it's no use, he's dead.
I'm the only one who is there.
It's chaos down here.
Oh, yeah, well, if you will insist on drowning suspects, it's bound to complicate matters.
I saw what you did to him.
This isn't over, and it won't be over until I get justice for Anthony. You mark my words.
I did what I thought was right.
What would have been right would have been you giving me some support. But I can see that loyalty's a thing of the past round here.
Well, on the day it'll come down to who the jury believes. Your man or ours.
And if you get up their noses the way you've got up mine, they're going to hang you out to dry.
Police and relatives of the deceased are gathering at Canley Coroner's Court this morning for the opening of the inquest on Anthony Payne. Mr. Payne of Sun Hill died last month while being pursued by police following a break-in at a warehouse on the Hoxton Road. Mr. Payne's brother Stephen claims the family have a witness who saw his brother struggling with a police officer just moments before his death.
I'm sick of the sight of him.
How's John Boulton?
Well, I'll be glad when today's over.
Well, he's not the only one. There's no doubt this business is causing us problems on the street.
Only with that element who are always beginners.
Well, let's hope we can bury it once and for all today.
See, I'll be happy.
Well, at the moment, yes. Get the wrong verdict and things will change. Frankly, I'll be happier with a different coroner.
Collins? He's sound enough, isn't he?
Oh, he's bound to allow the family a lot of leeway. Which means that John can expect some pretty tough questions from Payne's lawyer. Then there's Riley's evidence.
And at that point, it's down to who they believe.
Well, given a local jury, I'd say the odds were even, wouldn't you?
I can't say I'm looking forward to this.
Tell it like it was, Rod. That's all you can do.
What about them facial injuries? They're bound to make something of that, aren't they?
Told you, it's pure speculation. He could have done it when he fell.
Or when he hit the water. I mean, the rubbish that was in that creek.
How's the old rash, anyway?
Mostly cleared up. And then there's Riley, isn't there?
Riley will come across as what he is. A little toe rag who's trying to cause trouble.
We succeeded in doing that.
There they are.
Morning, Sarge.
All right, Liz. All set?
Yeah.
So I got teeth fixed, did you?
Yeah, what do you think?
Very Donny Osmond.
Yeah, we thought you'd be out of the country by now.
See the brass are here in strength?
Well, it stands to reason. They didn't want to make a big deal of it, did they?
Yeah, and what the hell, it's only my career on the line.
Look, John, you go in there with that attitude.
Hey, I've been in court before, you know, Jeff. Can't help but think that all this would be a lot easier if I could have just had 5 minutes alone with Riley just to set him straight.
Yeah, and it could have been a lot worse as well.
But we'll never know now, will we? Thanks to Kerry Holmes.
Here we go.
This is where it ends, Boulton.
Don't say a word.
This is where we get justice.
Keep calm. Trust the jury. Come on.
This jury come to it unprejudiced. It won't be through want of trying on their part.
Control room, please. Yeah, it's DC Holmes. I'm just on my way back and I found some more graffiti. By the tube station in Colliston Street. Just thought you ought to know. Oh, Murdering Filth. Yeah, no. Sounds like a rock band. Well, at a guess, I'd say it wasn't done by locals. For a kick-off, it's spelt correctly.
D.S. Boulton, you've heard the pathologist's evidence that Anthony Payne had suffered facial injuries.
Yes.
Injuries that could have been consistent with a blow to the face from a fist or the heel of a hand.
Could have been, yes.
You also heard him state that for Mr. Payne to have drowned in the time between his fall from the bridge and the arrival on the scene of D.S. Daly and D.C. Scase, he had to have been unconscious when he hit the water.
Yes, sir.
And yet you claim you never came into contact with him between your encounter on the steps and your grabbing hold of him under the water.
I didn't.
So how do you account for his injuries and his unconscious state?
I can only assume that he struck his face as he fell.
Couldn't another assumption be that you struck the blow?
I didn't.
That you struck the blow because you wanted to even the score? Because you wanted to get him back, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth?
No, sir.
And that was why you chased him down the towpath and onto that bridge? Because this had become personal?
I was doing my duty. It was my duty to pursue Anthony Payne. When he fell into the water, it was my duty to try and save him. I'm only sorry that I failed.
Mrs. Burrows.
That's right.
I'm DC Holmes. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
That's all right.
Would you like to come through to the interview room and we can talk in private?
Thank you.
Can I get you anything to drink? Tea, coffee?
No, thank you.
So, I gather you want to talk to us about a robbery.
Well, yes. It's to do with that man that's been on television.
And what man is that exactly?
His name is Payne. Stephen Payne. He's the one who's been making all this noise about his brother being killed.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. What about him?
Well, I've been watching him for quite some time now. And I'm sure he's the one. The man who killed my husband.
Would you say your brother was a violent man?
No, no way, no. No, he was a gentle giant.
Mr. Redmond, I would remind you that this is not a criminal trial. We are concerned with the facts of the incident. Is the victim's character strictly relevant?
I think it might shed some light on the facts, sir.
Very well.
Not missed much. He's been telling them what a Boy Scout Anthony was.
So he wasn't exactly a physical type, then?
Not at all.
So what was your reaction when you heard the police's account of how your brother died?
Well, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was news to us that he was involved in any criminal activity.
Oh, please.
But you don't dispute that?
I didn't know what to think. But yeah, I mean, it does seem as though he was involved in something.
Nice touch.
But Anthony was terrified of water. You know, he nearly drowned when he was a kid. He wouldn't go near it. And he wasn't too keen on heights either.
He'll be saying he was afraid of the dark next.
So when you heard that your brother had climbed up onto a partly demolished bridge over a deep and dangerous stretch of water, what was your reaction?
No. There's just no way he would have gone up there unless...
Unless what?
Well, unless something or somebody on that towpath scared him even more.
About 2 years ago, Mrs. Burrows' house was burgled. 4 men broke in, tied up her and her husband, beat the husband quite badly and made off with cash and jewellery.
I remember.
And a year later, her husband died of a heart attack.
She reckons Steve Payne was one of them.
She reckons he was the leader.
And she's willing to identify him.
It's not quite as simple as that, Gov. They were wearing balaclavas.
Well, she must have got a good look at him at least once. Otherwise, what's she doing here?
It was about 10:30 when the doorbell rang. We had an old neighbour who'd taken to dropping in at odd hours. We thought it was him. Peter, my husband, went to the door. I stayed in the lounge. Then I heard the shouting. When I went out there 4 men. 2 of them had Peter on the floor and were punching him. One of them had a gun.
And these men were masked?
All masked. Then Jasper came out.
Jasper was Mrs. Burrows' dog.
He went for one of them straight away, and they shot him.
Just take your time, Mrs. Burrows.
Are you sure I can't get you something?
No. I have to do this. After they shot Jasper, they tied both of us up and took us into the lounge. They kept hitting my husband, wanting to know where the safe was. Peter wouldn't tell them. He used to worry about money. I don't know why. In the end, I told them. They cleared the safe out and then they left us. We lay there all night. It was our old neighbour who found us. Peter never got over it. The following spring, on his birthday, he had a heart attack.
And the man that did this, you said that you recognised one of them from the television.
It was Stephen Payne, the man who's been on the television all the time talking about his brother.
OK, now let's get this straight. The men who attacked you were masked.
Yes, they were wearing balaclavas.
All the time?
I know it was him. I've had plenty of time to look at him. He's hardly been off our screens this past couple of weeks. It's the same voice, the same build, even the same walk.
All due respect, Mrs. Burrows, it's very easy to convince yourself of something that you want to believe.
He was in our home, shouting at my husband, beating him, punching him, making threats. They ransacked our house, killed our dog. Do you think I've forgotten a moment of that?
I'm sure you haven't. Well, it's hopeless, isn't it?
I thought she was convincing.
Well, I don't doubt its sincerity.
Well, at least it's something to work on, Gov.
There must be 100 men in Canley that sound like Steve Payne, and walk like him too, for that matter.
We've always known Payne's a villain.
There's a lot of those in Canley as well.
Mrs. Burrows said they got a lot of forensic at the time. We should follow it up, Gov.
Why? Because there's a reasonable chance of getting a conviction? Or because you want to do DS Boulton some good? It's not your fault he's in this mess, Kerry.
Yeah? Try telling him that.
You're clutching at straws here, you realise that?
At least it's something to hit back with. I just don't see why the Paynes should have it all their own way.
I think it's going well so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I'd make more of your history of Payne, though.
What do you mean, my history?
Well, you know. Like I had a grudge against him.
Could be saving that for Riley's evidence.
Surprised we haven't seen him yet.
Oh, he's here, all right. I can smell him.
Hello? Kerry. Not bad. What? Can she ID him? You're joking. Right, I'm coming in. I'll see you. John, I've got to go.
You what?
You too, Rod. I'm sorry, it's urgent.
How urgent can it be, Jeff?
That was Kerry. She's got a lady who says Stephen Payne burgled her 2 years ago and beat her husband to pulp. Come on.
Hang on.
It's all I know at the moment. I'll try and get back as soon as I can.
Where are they off to?
Wild goose chase. Look at that.
He must know Riley grassed his brother up.
And he must know that he knows. Still he's serving that purpose.
Well, God help him when they've no more use for him.
In the meantime, maybe he can help me.
So, this Mrs. Burrows reckons that Stephen Payne sounds like the man who beat up her husband 2 years ago.
Well, Kerry says she's no fool, and she was confident enough about Payne to come and talk to us in the first place.
Sarge, with respect, under normal circumstances, if we brought this into Deakin, he would just tell us to forget it.
But these are not normal circumstances, and I'm not D.I. Deakin.
All right. Well, supposing what she tells us is true, what has it actually got us? Nothing.
We've got somewhere to start digging, and we haven't got much time.
I don't follow.
Look, we all want to take the shine off Stephen Payne, don't we?
Yes, of course we do.
I think if we lift him for aggravated burglary, it might just give a jury pause for thought. Don't you?
Yeah, I suppose so.
But we've got to do it before the jury's out. If they return a dodgy verdict, no matter what we've got on Payne, John Boulton is up the Swanee.
There you go, over on the right. Your white jacket.
She looked better from behind.
Too choosy.
I can afford to be. And on your left, the coroner's court.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going.
Boulton will wiggle out of it. He always does.
Oh, let's hope so.
But no one's going to believe Terry Riley.
You don't know that?
Well, CIB obviously didn't.
Yeah, but they're coppers, aren't they? I mean, whatever else they are, they know a slag when they see one. Whereas when it comes down to a jury, that's a different story.
Well, I don't know. Half of them are probably slags as well.
There you are, then. Mind you, if they come in with anything less than accidental death, Bolton's out of a job.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
That's the least of his worries. Manslaughter charges. Him and Terry Riley could end up as cellmates.
Nah, thanks, Scotland. They put him in with the nonsense.
So Stephen Payne's a villain. Tell me something I don't know.
Well, we all know that, but now we might have a chance to prove it.
What, on the word of a woman who never even saw his face 2 years ago?
This is the first time we've ever had a crack at Stephen.
I remember those burglaries. I can't say that I had the Paynes down for them.
Well, Mrs. Burrows is certain it was local.
Stands to reason. Won't help me, though.
It might.
Liz, it takes a High Court decision to overturn an inquest verdict. Do you know how often that's happened in the last 20 years? Hardly ever. so they could catch Stephen Payne red-handed nicking the crown jewels. And it won't make a blind bit of difference to me.
There were 5 burglaries in total, all within a 10-mile radius.
And all within an easy striking distance of here.
First was in May 1997, and the last on July the 16th. We haven't got any fingerprints.
Well, that's not surprising.
We've got some boot prints, pictures of the stolen jewellery, and the bullet that killed the dog.
That lived in the house that Jack built.
Well, it's not the most promising of starts, it has to be said.
So where do we go from here, then?
Well, I suggest we start by having a chat to Charlie Hughes. If Stephen Payne was involved in those tie-ups, there's a good chance Anthony was. And if he was, good chance Charlie Hughes was too.
Even if he was, it's not going to cop to aggravated burglary, is it?
Well, I don't know. He's been locked up for the past few weeks. Confinement plays some funny tricks. Ah, Liz.
So,
How's it going in there?
I'm getting a bit bogged down.
Have they had Riley's evidence yet?
No, it looks like it's going to be tomorrow.
Good. We need as much time as we can get.
No, what's going on?
Just having a chat with Mr. Hughes.
Charlie Hughes.
Handy, isn't it? Having them all under the same roof. Hello, Charlie.
Mr. Daly.
Enjoying your day out?
What's this about? I'm here to give evidence, not talk to you.
Just want a little chat, tighten up a few loose ends.
Loose ends?
A couple of things that have cropped up during the course of our investigation.
I don't think I'll have anything to add to my original statement.
No harm in asking, then, eh? Not missing your cell already, are you?
It's your time.
Thank you. Do you want to take a seat? OK, Rod.
Yeah.
Right, this is an interview with Charles Hughes at Canley Coroner's Court, April the 19th, 1999, at 1546. Officers present DS Daly and DC Scase. Before we start, can I warn you, you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Let me start by asking you about your friendship with Anthony Payne.
What about it?
How long had you known him?
I don't know.
A few years, wasn't it?
On and off, yeah. What's that got to do with anything?
Could one of those on periods be the spring and summer of 1997?
What?
The spring and summer of 1997.
I can't remember.
Well, let me jog your memory. You finished a 5-year stretch at Shadwell in December 95. Then you were released. Does that help?
No.
I'm specifically interested in 5 dates during that period.
I've got nothing further to say. I'd like to go back to my room now.
Are you sure?
Yes. Turn that thing off. Interview over.
As you wish. Interview terminated at 1547. Pity that, Charlie. I was hoping to tell the judge how cooperative you'd been.
I have. I've put my hands up to the warehouse.
We had you banged to rights, Charlie.
We were there waiting for you, Charlie. How do you think that happened?
I have worked that one out.
Well, try and work this one out, eh? Why do you think I'm sat here now asking you where you were 2 years ago? Use your brains, Charlie. OK, Rod. Just before I do go, tell me one thing, off the record. Just settle an argument, will you?
Go on.
You didn't really shoot that dog, did you?
What?
You see, I didn't have you down as a dog shooter. My colleague here, on the other hand,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm throwing you a lifeline, Charlie. Come on.
Oh, yeah. You've got my interests at heart.
Believe it or not, we do have a sense of fair play. I don't see why you should cop for the lot. Now Anthony's gone. OK, see you in court, Charlie.
Hang on. What am I looking at here?
At the moment, I'd say a very bleak future.
If I help you, you got to help me.
Come on, Charlie, you're an old hand. You know we don't do deals.
Don't give me that. You've already done one.
If that's true, and I'm not saying it is, it'd be in your interest to give us your version, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, you have a little think about it. We'll go out and get some air. Hmm?
Have I got this right? He thinks that Riley has grassed him up for the tie-ups.
Well, it's a reasonable assumption to make. He knows he grassed him up for the warehouse.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make any sense. Riley's not even talking to us.
Yeah, but Charlie didn't know that. Banged up inside is only getting half the picture. And he's no rocket scientist at the best of times, is he?
But we don't know that Riley knew anything about the tie-ups.
Yeah, but Charlie obviously thinks he does, and that's what's important. Look, if the Payne brothers did those tie-ups, Terry Riley would know about it. And it wouldn't surprise me if
Mr. Daly. Before I say anything, I want to make it clear I had nothing to do with the violence.
All right, talk us through it.
They were what he called fundraisers, to raise cash for other jobs.
Who's he?
You know who I'm talking about.
Charlie, for the benefit of the tape, assume I know nothing.
Charlie, can't coach you on this.
All right. Stephen.
Payne? Stephen Payne?
Yeah. He's the brains in that family. Always was, even though Anthony was the eldest.
Stephen and who else?
Well, Anthony, of course. It was them that beat the old fella up.
Us two.
And then Riley. I mean, Terry Riley.
Cup of tea, Sarge? You all right?
No, since you ask. I'm sick of the whole bloody business.
Another 24 hours and it'll all be over.
I don't just mean this, I mean all of it.
What, the job?
Yeah. I could have sat on my arse, I could have got myself a cushy little number, cruised through to my pension.
Can't see that happening somehow, yeah.
No, it's not really me, is it?
No, I wouldn't have said so.
I mean, if you're going to do something, you give it 100%, otherwise what's the point, right?
Right.
Yeah. But what's it got me?
Job satisfaction.
It's got me crucified, that's what. In front of 12 people who've never even seen an angry man. Squeal like pigs if they met someone like Anthony Payne on a dark night.
That's the jury system, Sarge. I'm afraid we're stuck with it.
It's not right, though, is it?
Listen, Sarge, you've just had a bit of bad luck. You know, it happens to all of us.
Maybe I just need a change.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Because I've never really fitted in round here.
What, London?
Sun Hill. Come on, Liz, I'm not stupid. I know that everyone's backed me up because it's just what you do. If I go down for this, no one's going to be shedding any tears over me.
That's not the way it's going to be.
But I shouldn't complain, should I? Because I brought it on myself.
How do you mean?
Well, it's just what happens, isn't it? When you make everyone around you look bad.
Stephen was in charge, and while him and Anthony were beating up Mr. Burroughs, guess who was shooting the dog?
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
Terry Riley.
Well, I'll Terry Riley.
The very same.
And Hughes just came out with all this?
Well, I confronted him with what Mrs. Burroughs had said and just let paranoia do the rest.
So, to add to the evidence of an old lady who didn't see a single face, we've now got the word of an ex-con who's out on remand.
Well, men have gone now for less.
And been released on appeal.
Oh, come on, Gov.
Well, I'm sorry to pour cold water on this, Jeff, but you're going to need some hard evidence.
We've got enough to warrant a search. And Charlie Hughes gave us 4 addresses of lockups owned by Stephen Payne.
Even so, I need more than that normally.
Gov, we're running out of time on this. We're going to have to go out on a limb.
All right. But you better pray that you come up with something solid. Otherwise, this is going to look uncommonly like harassment.
The office. I want to find out what's happened about Stephen Payne.
Come on. Where is everybody?
Here's your answer.
Mr. Payne.
Yeah, you know who I am.
I'm DC.
Yeah, I know who you are. What's this about?
Let's have a few words with Mr. Payne.
What?
What's it about?
It's about your whereabouts on 5 particular dates in the spring and summer of 1997.
Have you got no respect?
This is a wind-up, isn't
In
it?
case you hadn't noticed, we are in the middle of an inquest here.
The proceedings are over for the day. And as I understand it, Mr. Payne's already given his evidence.
We've still got things to discuss for tomorrow.
Yeah, well, this won't take too long. I've got a warrant here to search your house. And 3 other addresses here on this list.
He's having a laugh, isn't he?
We also want to know where Terry Riley is.
Riley?
We know he's round here somewhere.
What do you want with Mr. Riley?
I want to talk to him on the same subject as Mr. Payne.
Yeah, what'd I say, hey? You'd throw anything at us, wouldn't you? So, there he is.
Terry Riley. Remember me? I'm DS Daly. This is DC's case.
We've come to see Hanging. He'll have to wait till tomorrow. They kept me waiting all day.
Oh, no, it's scandalous, isn't it? Busy man like you.
It's you we've come to see.
Don't say anything, Terry.
What about it?
It's concerning a series of burglaries that happened in and around Sun Hill in 1997.
How can I help?
Well, you can start by telling us your whereabouts on those relevant dates.
I'm not sure I can remember.
Right, let's go down the station then. Have another try there, eh?
What now?
Yeah, now. Get out of the way.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I'll be representing Mr. Riley in this
I don't think I'm going to need you on this one, Paul.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, sure.
Terry, no!
Oh!
You all right?
Never mind me. Get him. Get Riley.
Who are you?
This is Skase.
Dear Staley.
This is Meadows. Is he all right?
I think you had better explain yourself. In 10 years as a coroner, I've never known anything like it.
Well, it's unfortunate, sir.
Unfortunate? My officer knocked flying, a lawyer assaulted, and your men rampaging through my court?
Well, we didn't realise that Riley would react like that, sir.
You know, I can't help wondering about the timing of all this.
Sir?
A police officer gives evidence in my court, and within hours his colleagues are here to arrest the witnesses.
Well, we simply want to question them as a result of information we received this morning, connecting both of them to a number of serious crimes.
Is this anything to do with the death of Anthony Payne?
Not directly, but we suspect that he was involved.
I do hope you've got the evidence to justify all this.
We're in the process of gathering it now, sir.
Good. Because if I suspect there's been an attempt to influence the findings of this court, I can promise you heads will roll.
Di. Dear Staley, I'm at Canley Coroner's Court. Can you put me a message out? Terry Riley's had it on his toes. I want him nicked. Last seen in Humber Street about a minute ago.
All received, Sarge.
Who does this stuff belong to?
Most of the stuff in here belonged to me brother.
Well, it's nice to see one with a car inside. It's more than my garage has ever had.
Who does the car belong to, Mr. Payne?
It belonged to me and me brother. How are we doing it up?
Who's it registered to?
Me.
Right then, let's get started.
You watch them like a hawk, Paul. They're capable of doing anything at the moment.
Couldn't it have waited?
I'm afraid not.
This has nothing to do with any burglaries. You're just trying to get Boulton off the hook.
Miss Payne will be finished here a lot quicker if you'll just let us get on with it, all right?
It's not going to work, you know. He's going down.
Gary?
Nothing up here, Gov.
I hope you're enjoying this. Because when it's all over, it's going to cost you big time.
How much longer are we going to be here?
This might amaze you, but there are things I'd rather be doing.
Hello?
Liz, Jeff. So how's it going your end?
Yeah, well, there's a mountain of stuff here, Sarge. Most of it's probably nicked. He's denying all knowledge of it, of course.
Liz,
Hang on a minute, Sarge.
there's a loose brick down here.
Let's have it out.
Oh, you've got a warrant to search the place, not demolish it.
In fact, they're a couple.
Just give us a minute, will you, Sarge?
Right. Well, there's a space back here.
I know nothing about anything down there. All right, Steve.
Here we go.
Carrie's found something in the inspection piece.
You know, this is a disgrace. Oi, is that Daly on the phone? Give us it out. I want to talk to him.
Listen, you'll have plenty of time to do that, all right?
Liz!
Now we're talking. Guns. 2 of them.
Here you go, Tone.
Cheers.
What's his problem?
Looks like he's throwing up.
Hang on to this a second. I reckon reckon that's him, son.
Who?
Terry Riley. Terry Riley, I presume, yeah? You all right? Well, I'm arresting you for assault. You do not have to say anything. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. You got that? You all right? Yeah. Come on in. So.
You're not going to be sick, are you?
Sierra Oscar from Sierra 1.
Go ahead, Dave. You're the one who's clearing it up.
Yeah, could you just let CID know that we got their suspect for them?
Received, Dave. Well done.
I can see how they lost him. He's a supreme athlete.
Good news?
They picked up Terry Riley.
Great.
So, Robocop can breathe again.
Seems like it.
Why do they call him that?
You have met him, haven't you?
He seems all right to me. Quite friendly, in fact.
You obviously haven't worked with him yet, though.
Why? What's he like?
Driven, I think the word is.
Well, we all want to get on.
Yeah, but it's a question of how and at whose expense.
Well, is he married?
Why? Look, this man must never be allowed to breed.
I wasn't thinking of that. I was just looking for his human side, that's all.
Well, don't bother, he hasn't got one.
Off duty, he just plugs himself in and contacts the mothership.
Oh, you can't help feeling sorry for him right now.
Rawton. Forensics.
It was quick.
Go on.
Yeah.
Jack? I've just gone off the phone to the coroner's officer.
He's not too pleased.
No. He says the coroner's taking a particular interest in the progress of this investigation.
I gathered that.
We found Riley yet?
Uniform are bringing him in now, sir.
We need a result on this one, Jack.
I'm aware of that, sir.
Otherwise, it's not going to be just John Boulton's head that's on the block. Oh, hello.
Sir.
So, what have we got?
One of the lockups contained electrical goods. Serial numbers identified him as being nicked from a warehouse earlier this year.
Well, he'll try and palm that off on his brother.
His prints are on the boxes.
It's the burglaries I'm interested in. Can we pin them on him?
Well, not jewellery. It's 2 years ago. Ellis shifted all that.
His prints are on the bag containing the guns, on the guns themselves and the ammo boxes.
Good.
And that's not all. There's another set on one of the guns. Terry Riley's.
Excellent. So is Riley here yet?
They're just bringing him in.
Right, well, as soon as he gets here, you and Rod have a go at him. I reckon he's our best chance.
Oh, I'd sell his own granny if he could get a buyer.
Yeah, meanwhile, let's see what Mr. Payne's got to say for himself, shall we?
Jeff,
how's it going?
Well, we haven't started the interviews yet, but it looks like Riley was involved in the burglaries.
How's that going to affect me?
Well, it's too early to say.
Listen, I need to have a word with him.
You are joking.
Well, someone's got to tell him where his interests lie.
I think he can work that out for himself.
Just give us 5 minutes.
No way. If there's even a hint that you've put pressure on Riley, this whole investigation goes down the pan.
Sod the investigation. I'm fighting for my life here.
We all are, in case you hadn't noticed. What do you think this is all about?
What you're doing is going to make any difference. It's not going to stop him going into court tomorrow and telling lies about me.
You don't know that.
I'm not prepared to take that risk.
You don't have any choice.
Jeff, all I'm asking...
is for me to allow you to cook up some kind of deal. Well, the answer is no. It's just starting to go our way.
Our way?
That's what I said. So why don't you do yourself a favour and keep out of this? And I'll do you a favour forgetting that we ever had this conversation.
Another CID iron pulled out the fire? Oh, you're very funny. How many times is that, Dave?
I don't know, son. I lose count. You all right now?
Yeah. So what's this all about, bro?
I'm sorry, Tony. I strictly need to know at the moment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
come.
All right. Well, we've got him and Stephen Payne looking very promising for a string of aggravated burglaries.
So that's going to get DS Boulton off the hook then?
Can't do any harm, can it?
I say the devil looks after his own.
July 14th, 1997.
Oh, no.
July the 16th of the same year.
Oh, no, I'd have to check with my family.
What about your brother?
I can't check with him, can I?
I mean, can you account for his whereabouts?
I wasn't his keeper.
We have a witness who can place you on those dates at the scenes of a series of burglaries in Sun Hill.
I'm sure you can make anyone say anything.
Burglaries that involve the use of firearms, in which the victims were tied and beaten up, and during which quantities of cash and jewellery were stolen.
Oh, being stitched up here, aren't you?
My client denies any involvement in any criminal activity whatsoever.
Oh, really? Then perhaps your client can explain why his fingerprints were found on several boxes of stolen electrical goods in his lock-up in Murillo Street.
I thought we were here about 5 specific burglaries.
No, Paul, no, that's a fair question. Yeah, I did move some stuff around for my brother, but I never knew it was stolen.
You didn't stop to ask?
He was my older brother. I never asked his business.
Chief Inspector, for the past 2 weeks, my client has been putting his brother's affairs in order. He's beginning to discover things about him which I think have been a shock.
Useless Yorkshire git.
Which one? Jeff Daly?
Trying to pull rank on me.
Well, he's got the rank, hasn't he? For now.
Didn't take long to go to his head, did it?
Well, he's just trying to cover himself. Can't blame you for that.
I can if it's me that's got to pay the price.
Well, if you get off, who cares? Look, I know how you feel.
Do you?
Yes, as it happens. Look, I know this goes against the grain, but right now the only thing you can do is keep your head down and hope for the best, mate.
What about my pills?
They'll have to be looked at by the FME.
My cough, I need them.
If you need them, you'll get them. Go on. What's up with you anyway?
Farmer's lung.
Farmer's lung?
Well, that's what they call it.
When were you ever on a farm?
Since you asked Parkhurst.
Well, hardly life-threatening, is it?
Can be if it's not treated.
OK, Eddie, thanks.
Cheers.
Your new solicitor will be along in a minute. Try not to stick the nut on this one, will you?
I suppose Redmond's pressing charges.
Oh, dead right. Mind you, I'd say that's the least he worries at the moment.
I'm right in it, aren't I?
Up to here, Terry, and sinking fast. So now would be a good time to have a think about any little ways you might be able to help yourself.
Even money for an open verdict?
That's what's on offer.
And he'd take us for unlawful killing?
You'd be surprised.
I'm surprised you're still taking bets.
Yeah, why not? They're still going to have to finish the inquest, aren't they?
Well, no, not if CID charge Riley and Payne, no.
Won't make any difference.
What?
It's bound to. Ah, no, it's a totally unrelated matter.
So how are the odds looking?
Come again, Sarge?
Don't insult my intelligence.
Just a bit of fun, Sarge.
Right, let's see what you're going to give me on accidental death. 2 to 1. Oh, ye have little faith. I'm having some of that.
Yeah, actually, I was just about to change that.
Well, I got in just in time, didn't I?
No, I can't take that, Sarge.
Look on it as a loan. You can give me back later with 2 others beside it. And make sure they're nice new crisp ones.
What?
I'm also showing the prisoner 2 handguns, exhibit cage 1 and cage 2. These, along with 2 boxes containing ammunition, cage 3 and cage 4, were found in a lock-up garage in Plassey Street, which belongs to you.
Don't know anything about them.
They were in the inspection pit underneath a car that's registered to you.
I know, I was there when you found them.
And you insist that you know nothing about them?
My client has just said that.
So how do you explain the fact that your fingerprints were found on the bag?
I can't.
You see, a jury might just believe that you handled some boxes for your brother unaware of what was in them, or that the contents were stolen.
That's the truth.
But I think they might have a problem believing that you handled that package unaware that it contained handguns.
Well, maybe I didn't.
What?
Well, maybe I handled the bag, which later on my brother used to wrap the guns in.
Yeah, that might explain it. But it wouldn't explain why your fingerprints were found on the guns, and on the ammunition boxes, and on the ammunition.
All right.
Steve.
No, I'm going to come clean. I've had enough of this. I knew about the guns.
You knew about them?
Yeah. I found them about a week ago. As Mr. Redmond said, I was going through my brother's effects. I was at the lockup. And I found the guns.
But they were hidden away in an inspection pit.
Well, I found them where your girl found them. The brickwork was loose and I had to poke around. But I've never seen them before, I swear to God.
So what did you do?
I just took them out and had a look at them. I've never handled a gun before. I hate the bloody things.
So your first reaction after the initial shock was to wrap them up and hide them again?
Yeah. I know I should have handed him in. I was going to. But what was been going on lately, I wasn't happy about approaching the police. Thought he might try and use it against me. I was right, wasn't I?
Well, I knew Anthony had a couple of pistols. And
They had your prints all over them, Terry.
What he showed them to me once, I was interested.
Terry, we've got a statement naming you as the trigger man. We've got the bullet that killed the dog. Now, call it a sixth sense, but I am willing to bet that ballistics will match that bullet with that gun. So, where's that leave you?
I'd like a break now, please.
What?
I'd like to consult with my lawyer.
OK, interview suspended at 17:40. Rod?
Over there. Yeah. So how's it going?
Well, he's talking to his brief. I think he's about to roll over. What about Payne?
Oh, he's good. I'll give him that.
Still denying everything?
Anthony gave him a couple of his lockups, but he's no idea what he kept there.
And what about the guns?
He said he found them last week when he was going through his brother's effects.
You're joking.
You could knock him down with a feather.
Expect a jury just for all that?
Well, we know he's a good actor. We've seen him at the inquest, haven't we?
Well, we've got the weapons used in the burglary, we've got Hugh's statement, and probably Riley's. And if he can act his way out of that, I'll nominate him for an Oscar.
Here we go.
My client would like to make a statement.
Good. We'll be right with you.
But before he does that, he'd like to retract his previous statement.
What statement's that, then?
I understand you wish to retract the statement that you made to DCI Dyson and DS Birkbeck on March the 1st.
That's right.
Has any pressure been put on you to retract this statement?
No.
My client is keen to clear this matter up, as other more pressing matters have arisen.
So you're saying that your first statement was false?
Well, not all of it, no.
Well, would you like to tell me exactly when your previous statement and the truth parted company?
Well, like I said in my last statement, I did run down to the creek and waited to see what happened.
And what did you see?
I saw Anthony Payne running along the path to the bridge and climbing up on it.
And DS Boulton?
Well, he came running along about 30 seconds later and climbed up after him.
And then what?
I legged it. Anthony was coming right towards me. Another couple of seconds and he'd have seen me. Then he'd have had to have guessed that I grassed him up, so I didn't want to run into him.
So you ran for it?
I slipped round the back of the buildings and headed away.
And where was Anthony Payne the last time you saw him?
Still on the bridge.
And DS Boulton?
Well, I couldn't see him at all. Probably still climbing up.
So at no point did you see them make physical contact?
No.
Why did you say they had?
I wanted DS Boulton to help me out on a drugs charge. Well, that was part of it.
What was the other part?
I heard Stephen was looking for me. I thought if I backed up his story, it might do me a bit of good. It's not like I owe him anything.
Owed who?
DS Boulton. 18 months I worked for him and he always treats me like dirt.
So you're off the hook?
Off the hook.
Well, you know what I mean. Riley's retracted his statement.
What made him do that, I wonder?
He's got other things to think about.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, look, we're all going down the pub. I've been sent to fetch you.
Maybe later.
Right. See you down there.
Just as to scare people, we weren't going to use them on anyone.
Well, you used one to kill the dog, didn't you?
That thing was vicious.
It was an elderly Labrador, Terry.
Yeah, well, I don't like dogs.
All right, don't tell me you're allergic to them.
So, who was involved in beating Mr. Burrows?
Stephen and Anthony. Anthony mostly. Back out of order. We had a big fallout about that.
Really?
Yeah, it was just after that I started working for DS Boulton.
Your way of going straight, was it?
If you like. Besides, I wasn't up to it anymore. You've seen what I'm like.
Oh, yeah.
Farmer's long, apparently.
Look, it's no laughing matter. I'm a sick man.
Oh, your words, Terry, not mine.
So Riley's retracted his statement then?
Yes, in one bound, our hero is free.
Where is our hero, anyway?
He said he might join us later.
Oh, big of him.
Well, he can please himself as far as I'm concerned.
This is all wrong. I should have got bail.
Take it up with the magistrate in the morning.
I've been locked up for a night in my life.
It'll be good practice for you then, won't it?
What do you honestly think a jury's going to believe Terry Riley?
Do you know something? A couple of hours ago, I could have asked you the same question. Funny old world, isn't it?
Well done.
Team effort, sir.
Timely, though. If Riley had testified at the inquest, it could have been very awkward.
Even if he had retracted it later.
That's been a difficult few weeks for you.
Not as difficult as for DS Boulton.
Still, if he had gone down, it wouldn't have done you any favours.
No, sir.
All's well that ends well. Drinks on John Boulton, then.
John, 5 minutes. Mine's a large scotch.
Sorry, Gov, it's going to have to be another time. I'm going on.
You are?
I've had a long day.
The rest of the team's down there celebrating. The least you can do is turn up.
I'm afraid I don't feel much like celebrating.
I don't care how you feel. I expect you down there in 5 minutes. And that's not a suggestion or a request. Is that understood?
Yes, Gov.
I know it's been hard for you, but it hasn't been a barrel of laughs for the rest of us.
No, Gov.
And if you're wondering why your colleagues haven't given you the ringing endorsements you think you're entitled to, and perhaps you should ask yourself why.
Jeff! You decided to come after all, then?
Yeah, suddenly everyone wants to drink with me again.
Well, in case you hadn't noticed, everybody's been busting a gut to get you out of trouble.
And sticking Stephen Payne away was just an added bonus, yeah?
As it happens, yeah.
Hasn't done you any harm at all, has it, Jeff?
I never even thought about it, John. But one thing I know for sure, you owe me.
OK. What's it to be? Pint of what?
Of course, the real beauty of it is, if Payne hadn't been so keen on appearing on TV, then Mrs. Burrows would never have seen him in the first place.
Well, those TV cameras are very seductive.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been tempted. I can't say I haven't. I quite enjoyed it when that documentary team was here, you know? You? Ooh. I even did a screen test once.
Who for? David Attenborough?
Watch out, here he comes.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I join you then?
Yeah, of course you can. It's your party, mate.
Look, I'm not going to make a speech or anything. But I just wanted to say thanks for everything you did for me today. I appreciate all the support that I've had over recent weeks. And if I've been a bit of a pain in the arse...
Who'd notice?
I was going to say don't expect it to change. Anyway, there's plenty of money behind the bars. Come on, let's get stuck in.
Who's having what then? Lager.
Gov, do you want a large scotch now?
Yeah, cheers, John.
I'll just have another large one, please, John. Thought he won't come in.
Well, he wasn't till I marked his card 10 minutes ago.
Probably feels no one believed him.
The trouble is, Riley's version of what happened on that bridge is all too believable.
Well, it was till we got in for the burglaries. And he had every reason to want to get back into our good books, hadn't he? By retracting the statement.
So did he come to that conclusion on his own?
Must have. Unless his brief had a word.
Liz! Liz, do you want tonic or lemonade with that?
Tonic, please.
Right, tonic water, please. I know it's been difficult in the last few weeks, John.
Oh, forget about it, mate. Water under the bridge. So to speak.
Yeah. No, I mean difficult to talk, that is. The thing is, we've all believed in you.
Really?
Oh, yeah, of course, never any doubt.
Not even in the back of your mind?
No.
Well, if it was you, I would have been asking questions.
Thanks.
Because you know what they say, don't you? There's no smoke without fire.